Copyright claiming someone else's very hard work. Not very cutesy, not very mindful, not very demure. Unless you've been living under a rock over the last couple months, you've heard somebody say that's not very mindful, or I'm very mindful, very demure. That actually started here.
See how I come to work? Very demure. I do my makeup. I lay my wig. I do a little braid. I flat iron my hair. I do chi-chis out. I do viral vanilla. Very demure. Very mindful. Let's not forget to be demure divas.
So this saying is at a somewhat meteoric rise, obviously. Like, even one of my professors was like, you know, not participating in class is not very demure and it is not very mindful. And I was like, sir, what are we doing here? But someone else has come in and tried to trademark that saying so that they can distribute merch based on that. Since this blew up, Jools has actually really taken this and made it have a life of its own, and she has just really, really popularized this. Then TMZ reports that this person, this Jefferson person, which we're going to talk about just in a second, has actually filed a copyright claim for very demure, very mindful, that would allow them to distribute the rights. So this in effect would mean that if they got that copyright, which we're going to talk about in a second, they're not going to, but they would actually be able to sue her if she were to make merch with her own little saying on it. Side note, there was another creator that came in and was like, oh yeah, well that was taken from me or whatever, but that's a whole different video, and I watched both of it and I didn't really see the correlation. But then again, hey, you know what, I'm not a scientist, I'm not a Keebler elf, and I am certainly not a mathematician. So there has been an application for a copyright. That application has not been granted. You have to apply, and that's granted. Not to mention this person, Jools, she's gonna go ahead and fight this, which we're gonna talk about that in a minute. But I can't explain to you that like a lot deeper, because one of my legal Achilles heels is definitely copyright law. Probate too, but that's another conversation. Tag again any people with legal knowledge who know more about that. Boop, you're it. Person who filed this is someone named Jefferson Abates, who is out of Washington. Now, here's the thing that I wish people would understand. Actually, I'm glad he doesn't understand this, because good job, guy. But when you file something like this, it's public record. I didn't even have to redact that. I did, just because I'm not the kind of person this person probably is. But that... dip your toe in that boiler, right? So I went and investigated this morning and kind of how is this going, whatever. This is something that Jools is going to fight. Literally have it filed. They are not going to take this laying down. The law is definitely going to probably be on their side based on timestamps, all this stuff. And this is obviously someone fraudulently trying to trademark someone else's thing. So it's most likely going to work out in Jools' favor. Keep in mind, the American legal system can absolutely really mess these things up, but as far as like evidence and everything, the power in this situation would be on the side of Jools and her position, not just like this random person who decided to copyright someone else's stuff. One thing to remember though is even if you do end up winning, you lose, whatever, the in-between is very, very stressful. So we just hope that this works out the way that it really, really should work out, and that the interim isn't too hard. And I'm sorry that anyone's having to go through this. Have a good day.